Hi, both. Thanks for joining us today on our Business Gurus channel, where we will be discussing key business topics to help students grasp the most important elements of their course in preparation for their exams and future career. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, well, we're tackling a word we hear all the time: unemployment.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
We're going to use our sources to really unpack what it means, its precise definition, and maybe challenge some common ideas about who's actually counted.
It's funny, isn't it, how we use these big economic terms, but sometimes the exact meaning gets a bit fuzzy.
Exactly.
And digging into the specifics, like our sources do, is so important to, get past the headlines. That's why this deep dive is great.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Our source is pretty clear, isn't it? It doesn't just define it, it really emphasizes why the definition is so, well, particular.
It really does.
So, what does the source say unemployment actually is?
Well, it lays it out very clearly. Unemployment is when someone doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Okay, but, and this is the key, they are actively looking for work.
Actively looking.
And they have to be available to start working. Those two bits, actively looking and available, they're like filters.
Filters, right. So it's not just like anyone who happens to not have a job at that moment.
Precisely. Think about someone taking a year off to travel, They don't have a job, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't be counted as unemployed by this definition because they aren't actively looking for work right then.
That's a really important distinction. I bet a lot of people miss that. Okay, so the sources then look at the impact, the direct effect of having no job. It sketches out a kind of chain reaction.
Absolutely, yeah. It's quite stark, actually.
What's that sequence look like?
It's like dominoes. The
Well,
source says no job means, and then it flows straight to less income,
good chick
obviously,
say low income.
which directly means less disposable income.
Mm.
And from there, it leads to, well, either no luxury goods or very limited choices in what you can buy.
Not just big things then.
No, not at all. It's the everyday stuff, too. It really erodes your economic freedom day by day.
And for you listening, I think understanding this chain really shows how deep the impact goes on just, well, daily life and your options.
Okay.
It's easy to hear low income, limited choices, and sort of glaze over it. But the source shows how even small limits stack up. What you eat, if you can visit people, it's real.
It really is. It paints a picture of uh, personal economic freedom being seriously hemmed in.
So that's the individual level. But how does that translate to the big number we always hear, the unemployment rate? Because like we said, it's not everyone without a job.
Right. And this is where that precision we talked about becomes even more critical.
How does the source define the rate specifically?
Okay, so the rate is the percentage of people in the working population. That's key.
We're working population.
Yeah, the percentage of those people who don't have a job but are, again, actively looking for work.
Actively looking. There it is again.
It's crucial because it filters out people like our traveler or people who've stopped looking. Those are the sources called discouraged workers.
Discouraged workers.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting point. So if someone's been looking for ages, gets disheartened, and just stops, they're not in that official rate.
That's exactly what the source implies. And it's a really profound takeaway.
Wow.
It means the main unemployment rate, the one you see in the news, it doesn't actually capture everyone who wants a job but doesn't have one.
Right.
And it also misses underemployment, people working part-time who need full-time hours, or people in jobs way below their skill level.
So wrapping up this deep dive then, we've seen unemployment isn't just joblessness. It's specifically not having a job while actively looking and being available.
Mm-hmm.
The impact is direct. Low income leads to fewer choices, really hitting personal freedom.
Yeah, a tangible hit.
And that headline, unemployment rate, it measures only those actively seeking within the working population. It often leaves out discouraged workers, the underemployed, which really changes how we should view that number.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for you, the listener, if we connect this to the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how knowing these specific definitions, and maybe more importantly, who they exclude, how that helps you read headlines or listen to economic news more critically, might just change how you see the real health of the job market or, understand individual struggles. It's not just a number. It's a very specific measurement, often incomplete, with real human stories behind it, stories you now know to maybe look a bit deeper for.